The Orleans Parish coroner says the office is working through an autopsy backlog. Dr. Dwight Mckenna says if there's no air conditioning in the morgue, they can't do autopsies. He says a temporary fix has been made, but he's calling on the city to find a more permanent solution. Eleanor Tabone has more.
We do about 1,000 autopsies a year.
Over on Earhart Boulevard is the Orleans Parish Coroner's office.
We can't afford to back this up like this because everything shuts down.
In there is the morgue, a place where temperature control is of paramount importance.
And it should not be doing this.
But like so many other decaying and failing buildings in this city, the morgue isn't excluded from that list. Coroner Dr. Dwight Mckenna says air conditioning in the morgue went out.
You need a temperature in the morgue, which should be around 58 to 62. Temperature in the coolers, which ought to be around 36. And then the normal temperature for the rest of the building.
He says the coolers are working, but without the morgue, forensic pathologists can't conduct autopsies.
You can't work without it because the floors get slippery, the instruments get slippery, the pathologists could cut their hands, the affects the organs of the body.
This then halts the criminal justice system. District Attorney Jason Williams wrote to the city last week saying in part, "We cannot afford to risk any degradation of soft tissue, critical to determining the cause of death and the circumstances surrounding who may have contributed to a person's death. The accuracy and integrity of these findings are essential to our justice system and public safety."
Especially in this town where we have so many unsolved violent crimes, we cannot afford to have a situation where the coroner can't do autopsies.
Councilman Oliver Thomas says no air conditioning in a morgue is unacceptable.
Critical components of the criminal justice system are now being impacted because our buildings are not up to par. That's crazy.
He's asking why in a city where the crime solve rate is below the national average, places like the morgue aren't being maintained.
We're looking at doing an inventory of city facilities, and what is the condition? From the utilities, to the people they house, to space, and the service they provide. I think the city should have done that a long time ago.
We only have temporary solutions. We did not have a permanent solution.
Dr. Mckenna, however, is thankful staff have resumed autopsies, but he fears what'll happen if some attempts hit scorching levels. Eleanor Tabone, WWL, Louisiana.
The mayor's office said they were able to maintain a proper temperature range over the weekend that allowed for autopsies to continue. They're also working to purchase and install a temporary cooling unit.